Well, just a short note to our viewers at Camelot TV. We have a friend and acquaintance who has been to stay here at Camelot, and she is a remarkable lady. She's called Beverly Turner, and you'll find her on Twitter, Beverly Turner. I think it's at Beverly Turner. And she is currently being savaged by the mainstream media and by countless trolls over Twitter. And what I would ask each and every one of you to do is to show your support for Beverly by backing her up where you agree with her. All she's really been asking for right the way through all of this is freedom of choice for individuals to look at all of the data in relation to all the various different medical protocols and to be allowed to make their own mind up. And of course, she's been very vocal when children have been encouraged to take various different medical protocols that are still in the experimental stage. Now, when you're on the front lines, and I can say this speaking with some experience, when you're on the front lines and you are communicating the truth, number one, none of us are perfect, and what the enemy does is they will pick on the slightest, tiniest error in syntax or concept, and they will ignore the underlying motivations of the individual, which of course in Beverly's case is to maintain our freedoms by upholding power of choice in society. Now, I have watched over the last week Beverly Turner get completely and utterly savaged. A friend of mine, Emma Sale, who of course actually introduced me to Beverly, she tried to defend her on Twitter and she then got savaged. And it got to the point where she appeared, I think it was on the Jeremy Vine show, and the way that she was treated on there by one of the other presenters or one of the other broadcasters on there, I think it was Mr. Owens, was just completely and utterly unacceptable in a civilized society. Now, I'm not asking you to like Beverly. I'm not asking you to agree with Beverly. But I am asking you to take a look at her work, to take a look at what she has communicated and what she's been trying to do for the last year, really, nearly 2 years. She's a journalist of tremendous integrity. We are blessed to have journalists like this in the UK, and there's increasingly fewer of them. People that are willing to stand up and go against the mainstream narrative. All I can say is, Beverly, is there are millions of people out there in the world that 100% agree with what it is that you're trying to do. The mainstream media tries to make it look as if Mr. Everyone is against you. Well, I've yet to meet Mr. Everyone. When I do meet him, I'll have a few words with him because he's been saying a lot of things about a lot of people. Mr. Everyone actually doesn't exist. An idea is either original to you or somebody told it you and you're simply acting as a repeater. The mainstream media is acting as a mass repeater of a few very harmful ideas that have been introduced to society by a very few extremely ill-intentioned individuals. And when you really take a look at the roots of those ideas, where they come from, it is enough to make your hair stand on end. Beverly, what you're trying to do is a good thing. You're trying to get people to look at all the data. You're trying to give a balanced view, and long may you continue to do that. And what I would just ask all of our viewers here at Camelot TV to do is I would ask you to do whatever you can to support Beverly. And I think it's so important that we do that. So find her on Twitter, find her on her social media feeds, and do whatever you can to give her the encouragement that she should have and please do take a stand with her for power of choice. Each of us in society today has a responsibility to forward the good news and the positive actions that are going to result in the maintaining of power of choice. Governments around the world are seriously going too far. The Austrians are now locking down the vaccinated. The Germans, of course, surprise, surprise, are following suit. Any opportunity to behave like Nazis again, and the Germans seem to jump on it with full gusto, and of course the Austrians. Austria, of course, was the birthplace of Hitler, and gave birth to obviously the man who created the Holocaust. Really, it seems this week that little has changed in Austria, and of course, little has changed in Germany philosophically. They're a bunch of bullies over there, and really what I would say is that the type of people that have been bullying Beverly Turner are really no better at all than those people who really were the architects and the creators of the factors that destroyed freedom in Europe. And of course, the destruction of those freedoms lost us thousands of lives. Now, or millions of lives really were lost as a result of A, the destruction of those freedoms, and B, what it took this country to regain our freedoms. So surely we can learn from history. Surely we can stand up to the bullies. And I would like each and every one of you to take a look of what has been done to Beverly Turner in the last 48 hours. It is absolutely disgusting, and the mainstream journalists that have participated in this should be completely ashamed. It is animalistic behavior and totally unacceptable in a modern, pluralistic, supposedly civilized society. But I say supposedly because the actions against Beverly Turner have demonstrated just how uncivilized it is. Beverly, all the very best from Camelot Castle. We look forward to seeing you here again. You are a great, great freedom fighter, and never, ever, ever give up. I know you said that you may never go on various different shows again. Keep going on there. The public see this for what it is. They see that it's bullying. They see that you're being bullied. They see that you're being shut down. They see that there's an attempt to censor you. And you'd be amazed that the majority of people, the majority of right-thinking people, can see this abomination for exactly what it is. But that's my brief message to you all today. Please show your support for Beverly, and we will see you soon.